further ado, over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, David, I like your question, which you put in the poll, where basically you're asking about the process automation and the challenges with the process automation, basically. So, according to me, the challenges which are actually there in the organizations, where organizations are not able to achieve actually what they are desired for, what they are interested for. Basically, the improper planning. First thing I would like to say, and second is wrong commitments. Basically, they commit anything to their clients and they set wrong expectations. So there are a couple of other reasons basically, and they need to look into such things and need to improve such things. Okay, let's go ahead with this slide. Okay, let me minimize this screen. How can I do that? Okay, fine. All right. Hope you can see my screen, right?
Yep, that's all good, Vikas. All good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to talk about intelligent automation, basically. So there are certain challenges, and with the organizations, they are facing, they are not able to achieve the automation, process automation, and they are lacking behind lots of things. And actually, you know what is happening? Uh, Companies like the AI, the RPA was started in early 2000. Okay, but it suddenly boomed into the market in 2015 or 2016, and thereafter each and every organization just after RPA. And they initially started with the traditional technologies. Later on, organization, RPA companies hit the market and they offered their services, which is actually pretty good. And then, you know, intelligent automation hit the market. It is also known as hyper automation, basically. So people sometimes get confused between these terms, intelligent automation or cognitive automation or RPA. So basically, I am going to talk about all those things, and especially I'm going to mention about the uh, a proper approach, a proven approach to which they can achieve or the intelligent automation, or they can automate successfully, or they can successfully implement process automation within their organization, along using intelligent automation, AI, cognitive automation, along with RPA. Okay, so I'm going to talk about all those things in my session. Well, I will be covering the differences between normal or traditional automation versus AI versus RPA. Then I'll be talking about the framework, how intelligent automation works, and how you can successfully implement intelligent automation or the RPA using the proper approach or the methodology. Then I'll be talking about the benefits of intelligent automation, why companies should go after intelligent automation instead of the traditional RPA. I would like to also talk about the applications which are available in the market, because sometimes organizations make mistakes choosing wrong applications. Well, I'll not be talking on behalf of any application, and this is not a kind of promotion, but yeah, I'll be giving actual facts. And then I'll be talking about some real-time use cases where companies can implement intelligent automation, and which process can be automated very easily, and they should automate actually. All right, so first thing, what is intelligent automation basically? So I just put a joke here. Okay, so yes, the joke is actually correct. What is intelligent automation? Basically, it is a combination of robotic process automation and AI, where processes which cannot be automated just with the help of RPA, where human judgment is required or human intelligence is required, their intelligent artificial intelligence will help RPA to automate a process. I'll be talking about, I'll be mentioning some examples, some real-time use cases through which I'll be able to explain more better. Okay, so this is the basically approach companies have been following throughout these 2 decades, past 2 decades, I would say. They used to follow the traditional automation, and they used to use traditional automation technologies like scripting, Python or VB macros, okay, and So that's all. And earlier, I can remember in early 2000 or late 90s, Blue Prism has started this robotic process automation where they provided a solution to scrap data from a web application. It was just limited to that only, to scrap data from web applications. Now it has grown to the AI level. And now we have robotic process automation where any rule-based or logic-based process can be automated, which processes like any time-consuming process. Okay, I'll be talking about all those things. And then we have cognitive RPA, and then we have artificial intelligence. So sometimes people get confused with the cognitive RPA and artificial intelligence. These are the or what I say, like AI with RPA. So they get confused with these interchangeable terms with cognitive RPA and artificial intelligence. So the difference basically between these two things, cognitive automation basically more relies on machine learning and mimic human actions. Okay, but artificial intelligence basically provides you new or better ways to automate your stuff. Or okay, giving an example. Okay, let's say uh, you are implementing a process, okay, or you are automating a process where you need to automate the process based on machine learning algorithm. You are going to use machine learning algorithms. What they do basically, they learn from the historical data and they uh, process the data in the future basis on the historical information what human did in the past. But artificial intelligence, basically an advanced version of machine learning or the cognitive RPA, basically where it will create another better way that human could not do. So it looks for the better alternative and provide a best solution. Moving to the differences between robotic process automation and intelligent automation, I believe this has been clear now. Basically, RPA works on the logic rule-based processes, okay, and where logics are defined, a pretty straightforward process, there RPA can be used, and the use cases where it is time-consuming, complex, or mundane type of processes. Whereas intelligent automation can help you with processes such as unstructured data or automating images, or you need to do something with the use data which is not in the structured format, or you need to do data analysis or data mining. So you can use a lot of things uh, along with RPA, like NLP, using certain NLP engines. There are some open source NLP engines available in the market. There are some paid NLP engines available in the market. Machine learning, computer vision, also known as OCR or ICR, you can say, intelligent character recognition. Then we have text analysis, which gives the context about the text. All right. Then talking about the framework of the intelligent automation, how basically intelligent automation looks like. So basically, it is a combination of RPA and AI. So if you can see on the left-hand side, basically here AI works, and it could be in either of the ways. First, a robot scraps data from various sources. It could be like emails, web applications, or data could be residing in Excels or PDFs, or could be anything. Okay, and then if data is in unstructured format, then the data can be sent to AI to analyze it, predict it, or classify it for a better understanding. Or the same data can be used again by RPA to feed into the systems or create some data or the meaningful data. So there are certain technologies you can see here, like intelligent character recognition, which I talked about, computer vision, NLP engines, image recognitions, text to speech or speech to text technologies. So these things can be used here along with the RPA. Okay, apart from that, if you look at here, there are certain other things like for monitoring and alerting. There are some orchestration tools available provided by RPA vendors or some other companies. Then we have vaults to store some not only credentials but other confidential information which can be consumed by the bots. And here we go. Here we have the methodology of intelligent automation, how companies can implement with a better approach. So here we start with no, the assessment of the process and the requirement gathering. And I would like to mention here that is where actually companies fails. They capture the requirement, but they don't know whether this process has to be automated or not. That's the first challenge companies face while they automate, and they keep on doing this, and eventually the processes are automated, but the problem is the actual process which actually had to be automated are not automated. So I believe there has to be a COE set up in the organization which will assess the processes, identify the correct use cases which actually fits for the RPA or the intelligent automation. They basis on the certain criteria like cost benefit analysis, the complexity of the processing, compliance, governance, risk, etc. So here they identify the opportunity first, and they prepare some documentations like BRDs, etc. Then it goes for the technical assessment, whether it can be automated or not, whether it is uh, a correct solution for, or the correct process for, or the correct use case for the intelligent automation. Then here it comes the process optimization. Again, COE along with the technical team involves here to see if this process can be automated, where the technical team decides the to be approach. They remove certain steps which are actually not required in the to be process, and it can be faster if they implement the process optimization. They design the to be process, they prepare the solution architecture diagrams, etc., solution design documents, etc. Then here it comes with the development and testing phase. So the entire process is also called as continuous improvement. I believe you have heard of CI and CD pipelines. So this is how it looks like basically. And then once the development and testing is done, when I talk about the testing, it has the functional testing, unit testing, and user acceptance testing, etc. Once it is done, it's time to move the solution into the production, or maybe hypercare. What is hypercare? Basically, in the hypercare, the development team or the support team looks after the automation process, the monitor the automation process closely for a week or two, just to see whether it is working fine or not. We do basically such things for the processes which are really critical and may go wrong actually. So just to look after all those such things, we put the project into hypercare. Then we hand over the documentation, the user guides, etc., to the end user if any user is required, or hand over the documentation to the support guy. Once all it is done, we go for the post-production changes, maintenance, change requests, etc. So this is the actual methodology, actual thing which can be followed by the organization, and it is really helpful. It is proven. We've been using this thing for a long time. I've been there in the RP industry for more than 6 years. So yeah, I've been using this, and we have been successfully implementing hundreds of processes so far. Okay. So what are the benefits basically of intelligent automation? These benefits includes benefits of RPA as well, but there are certain other benefits too which cannot be achieved with the help of RPA alone. So especially the accuracy, because with the help of AI you can achieve the tasks which were not possible with the help of RPA. So like any task where any human intelligence or human judgment was required. So it actually improves the accuracy. It helps to automate the end-to-end process, where the process earlier was broken into parts because of the human intervention. But now there would be no human intervention, or very less human intervention would be required here. And it also can process complex data, unstructured data, many other things which is not even or very much difficult for human beings to do. So use cases, if I talk about the different use cases which actually fits for the intelligent automation. Okay, this joke is pretty nice. Actually, I found it on Google and I put it here. So When I talk about intelligent automation examples, very first and the bigger use case I would say is for help desks, where help desk can be automated with the help of AI along with RPA. We have implemented for our organization as well, and we have achieved lots of benefits and many other things by automating such processes. Where earlier a use team was sitting just behind a computer system and helping users. So what basically it can do? RPA alone can automate a process where inputs are being received in an electronic format or in a readable format through a ticketing system. That can be done. But what if the data comes into unstructured format? Or what if a user gives a phone call to the help desk? Such things cannot be handled by RPA. So here it comes intelligent automation to handle all those things, like you can create a chatbot and through which user can simply type, okay, hi, I'm facing this issue, I have this query. I'll give you an example of IT help desk where user is facing issue with its Outlook. Okay, hey, I'm facing issue with the Outlook. Now user can type this sentence into any format or any paraphrase. So it would be difficult for RPA to understand what actually user wants to say, because RPA can be worked on hard-coded things or in rule-based rules or predefined logics. So here NLP, natural language processing, can understand the text written by or the message written by the user to identify what actually user looking for, and then it can pass the actual context of the question to the RPA to process it further. Or giving any other example of the help desk or service desk where a user wants to book a flight ticket. Okay, then simply user can ask to chatbot, hey, I want to book a flight to New York for this date. So what RPA will do, RPA will open the booking sites in the back end and will do a booking on behalf of that user. So those things can be automated for the service desks. Another example of network security. Every company is facing challenges, such challenges like receiving threats or problem of like data leakage. Biggest problem with data leakage. There are certain tools which are continuously monitoring any organization's network, what data is being sent, but still those tools are not smart enough, and they send data to a team, an analytics team, which sits behind a computer. Okay, 10 or 20 or 50 people who are keep on analyzing the network, what data is being sent out of the organization. So it might be a chance that a human being can miss any critical thing which was passed out of the network, and there was a data breach. So all these things are can be automated and can be handled by RPA and machine learning. They can analyze the things on real time, can understand, okay, there was a data leakage, or there is a threat received to any employee through an email. So that can be handled very quickly on the real time basis before anything goes wrong. Another example of invoice processing. So basically, one of the biggest use cases, I would say every company is facing challenge with this one, because as per a survey conducted by one organization in 2019, 80% of companies' data resides into hard copies or the papers. Basically what they do, they scan the data and they forward it to a team basically sitting just to analyze all these documents, scrap data from these documents and feed into the system. And it takes lots of time, and it actually leads to errors, mistakes as well, because it is being handled by human beings. So just to avoid such things, especially invoices, because each and every organization, be it small or the big one, they receive invoices from different vendors. Okay, they do businesses with the different companies, they receive invoices. What they do, they basically ask finance team or the accounts team to feed the invoices into the system. And here it comes, so actually the mistakes and errors occurs in the system, and due to that wrong payment occurs, and it might be a loss of millions to your organization. So just to avoid that, there are tools in the market available or any solution can be developed in house using any open source technologies like Python or any Microsoft cloud technology or AWS cloud technology to scan the PDFs, sorry, to read these scanned PDFs. If data comes in an electronic format, then it can be readable by a robot or RPA. But if data comes in a bad scanned format, then it is not possible for RPA to understand the data. Then AI or machine learning helps here to first understand the data and then convert it into structured format. Why basically the data comes into different formats? Because it belongs to different customers. The machine learning understand whether the scan is in tilt or horizontal, whatever it is, and it is handwritten. Computer vision is capable enough to read data from these PDFs and then convert into structured format, in be it in Excel or CSV or whatever it is. Then it can be sent to an RPA bot, which further will be processing the data and feeding into the system, be it any ERP tool, Oracle, or whatever it is, or SAP. So another big example I would say here. Then the recruitment process. Here again, another big challenge for the organization because of the recruitment delays. They might lose the candidates are good candidates. Actually, it happens in the real time. So there are various processes. Because of that, the process gets delayed, any type of hiring, and AI along with RPA can help from end-to-end recruitment process. Giving an example, RPA can, along with AI, can help shortlisting the resumes from any external site or internal database. HR just need to feed in, okay, I need a candidate which has this kind of a job description or studied from a specific college or these type of colleges or worked with these companies in the past. Basis on certain criterias, machine learning models, basis on the machine learning models, it identifies the best suitable candidate. It gives the candidate HR the best resumes from the external sites like Indeed or LinkedIn, and it may also suggest HR like this candidate is the best suitable basis on the certain rating or certain parameters. Once it is done, RPA can help HR to send invitations to candidate, or any a screening call can be done by an RPA, where an automated call will be given will be made to the candidate, and certain questions will be asked. Basis on that, RPA will decide, okay, this candidate is suitable or for this position or not. Also, AI can help in the technical interviews as well to assess a candidate basis on certain parameters like confidence level, communication skills, gestures during the interview. So basis on that, AI can rate a candidate and help a recruiter to recruit a best suitable candidate for the position. Once it is all done, then after recruitment process, HR can also automate the onboarding process. Here are certain other examples in different verticals. If I talk about the healthcare, where many of the processes which are as of now not automated but can be automated, like initial prescription can be given by robots to any human being, basis on the historical patient's historical data as well as the historical data of the other patients. Apart from that, it may help in R&D as well for finding drugs to a disease or vaccines to a disease. I come across another good example of RP along with AI in the healthcare industry, where RPAs are scanning X-rays to identify the problems with the human being, where actually cannot be seen by a human being manually in the X-rays. There are certain processes which can be automated in technology infrastructure, like maintaining the servers, data centers, active directories, ticketing systems, such things, help desk, etc. there are certain use cases in the finance too, which can be automated, like data reconciliation, creating of dashboards, converting the unstructured data in structured format so that it can be further processed by the employee or the RPA. Again, HR use cases are here, like candidate sourcing, which I already talked about, employment history verification, which we also know it as background verification, hiring process, payroll, and intelligent help desk. There are certain use cases, and especially right now it is on boom, automating CRM system. So like creating invoices and creating customer in the CRM systems, releasing payments, and many other things can be done in the CRM system. Here are certain tools, applications which are available in the market. RPA tools with the AI capabilities like Power Automate or UiPath, automation and blueprint. There are hundreds of tools, but not everyone provides the AI capabilities or intelligent automation capabilities. There are just a few. There are certain specific tools only which actually belong to or specially designed for intelligent automation. So here are certain tools, cloud-based tools provided by Microsoft or Amazon or Google. Many other tools are available in the open source world as well. Okay, the future of the automation or the intelligent automation. What this robot is saying, dude, you are out of tin foil in the bathroom. Okay, that is not the future. Actually, just kidding. It was just a joke. Actually, here we go. Here is the future of intelligent automation. It may help with the space research, colonization in other planets like Mars, because a human being cannot go and build infrastructure to live or there. First, robots can go and build a setup out there. It may help in the healthcare as well to do more research into the industry. Autonomous vehicles like Tesla cars, Google car or Apple car. So there are certain companies who are working on autonomous cars as well. There are certain other examples as well, which are really going to where RP or intelligent automation is going to help the business industry, education industry, and many other things. So I would like to wrap up over here. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Vikas. Very comprehensive indeed. Thank you very much. We've gone over a little bit, so unfortunately we can't go to questions. But I mean, I think you've covered an awful lot of ground there. So that was really great. Thank you very much indeed. Look, and I hope we get a chance to do this again very soon. Thank you, Vikas. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, and good luck. Good luck. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next speakers, and before we do that, guess what? We've got another poll.